Hello everyone, welcome to biology class. In this class we are going to see 9th standard biology unit 23 economic biology. In this part of the video we shall discuss about vermitechnology and apiculture. In the first part we are going to see what? Vermitechnology. Introduction of it. The awareness of organic matter and concept of sustainable agriculture is gaining importance among farmers in the recent years to produce good quality crops. So nowadays the farmers are relying upon the organic agriculture, which is nothing but using the organic matter and thereby maintaining the sustainable productivity, so without harming any like environment or without creating any imbalance in the environment. So agriculture is being done. The maintenance of soil organic matter is very important for sustainable productivity. So for the proper production of the crops there should be a proper maintenance of the soil. And how it can be achieved? This can be achieved by means of vermitechnology. So what is vermitechnology? So they are going to use earthworms for the process of making the humus or the like fertilizers, which are done with the help of this earthworms. So you can also call it as compost. So the decaying process is done with the help of the earthworms. Vermiculture. Vermiculture involves the artificial rearing or cultivation of earthworms and using them for the production of compost from natural organic waste. So from the natural organic waste, by using the earthworms, it will be produced. Earthworm species used for vermiculture. So what are the different earthworms which are used for the vermiculture technique? So they are Perionyx excavatus, Indian blueworm, Eisenia fetida, redworm, and Eudrilus eugeniae, African nightcrawler. These are the species of earthworm which are used for vermiculture. Next is vermicomposting. So this is an important component of organic farming and it can convert the bio waste into nutrient rich organic matter by using the earthworms. So by using the earthworms, organic manure can be obtained. So the bio waste can be converted into organic manure. So the earthworms feed on the organic waste and excrete it in digested form known as castings. And this compost is generally called as vermicompost. So vermi here refers to the worms. By using the earthworms, the compost is made. So it is called as vermicompost. So vermicompost is nothing but the excreta, that is the worm castings. It is a fine granular organic matter and this is formed by the decomposition of organic materials by means of the earthworm. And it is an ideal fertilizer for the soil. So using the vermicompost, it is a very ideal fertilizer. Next is vermicomposting materials. So what are the materials used? So most of the biologically degradable organic waste, they can be used as a material or the resource. So some of the resources that are used for vermicomposting are: first is agricultural waste, any left out crop residue, vegetable waste, sugar cane trash, that is waste. So all comes under what? Agricultural waste. Next is crop residues. So like out of harvesting, so some residues will be left out, will be there, no? So that is referred to as crop residues, like rice, straw, tea waste, cereal and pulse residues, rice husk, tobacco waste, coir waste. So these are all the various crop residues. Leaf litter. So the fallen leaves and all, they constitute the leaf litter waste. Fruit and vegetable waste. Animal waste like cattle dung, the poultry dropping, pig slurry, goat and sheep dropping. So all comes under what? Animal waste. And biogas slurry. So these are the various materials which are used for the preparation of vermicompost. Vermicomposting by means of bin method. So how it is being done? So already you know vermicomposting, vermicompost, they are going to use the earthworm. So here also they are going to rear the earthworm in a container or a bin. And the container, so which they are taking for the process, It is half filled with bedding material. Bedding material can be what? Shredded. Shredded means those that is torn into various pieces. So shredded cardboard, leaves, paddy, husk, chopped straw, sawdust, manure. So all these, any of these can be taken as water. Bedding material. And small quantity of soil or sand is added to provide necessary grit for the worms. So first they are adding the bedding material, and above the bedding material they are adding the soil, small quantity of the soil, and the bedding material should be moistened. So how it is moistened? By the addition of water. So when it is moistened, it allows the free movement of the earthworms. The worms are gently placed and spread evenly on the bedding. Organic waste such as kitchen waste, vegetable and fruit waste are added, which are fed by the worms. And the bin is covered with coconut leaves, or if not by coconut leaves, they are covered by the gunny bags, so that the moisture is conserved and the darkness is provided and keep out of the reach of the pest. And after a period of 60 days, the waste are completely transformed into nutrient rich material that are excreted by the earthworm, known as worm castings. And these castings, they are harvested as organic manure. Advantages of vermicompost. Vermicompost is dark brown in color and similar to farmyard manure in color and appearance. So already we have seen about farmyard manure, so it is very similar to that of farmyard manure. And this vermicompost, it is a rich source of nutrients, and these nutrients are very essential for the plant growth, and this vermicompost will make the soil fertile, and also it improves the water holding capacity so that the soil particles will not be eroded. And also it contains valuable vitamins and enzymes and growth regulating substances, which are meant for increasing the growth vigor, the activeness and yield of plants. And it enhances the decomposition of organic matter. So the organic matter, it enhances decomposition, and it is free from pathogen and toxic elements, and it is rich in beneficial microflora. And the next topic we are going to see is apiculture. So what is meant by apiculture is nothing but the rearing or cultivating, the growing the honey bees, and this apiculture is also referred to as beekeeping, and it is a very profitable rural based industry, and honey bees can be domesticated by the farmers for the process of production of honey. And there are three types of individuals in a honeybee colony, namely queen bee, drone bee, drone bee, and the worker bee. First is queen bee. The queen bee is the largest member, and it is the only fertile female of the colony. They are formed from the fertile egg. So only the fertile egg can give rise to what? The queen bee. And the queen is responsible for laying eggs in a colony. Next is drones. So drones are fertile males, and they are going to develop from unfertilized eggs, and they are larger than the worker, and at the same time they are smaller than the queen, and their main function is to fertilize the eggs produced by the queen. Only the fertilization process the drone bee is going to do. Next is worker bee. They are the sterile female bees. Okay, so these female bees, they are the smallest members of the colony, and their function is to collect, look after the young one, and also to clean the comb, defend the hive, and maintain the temperature of the bee hive. Varieties of honeybee. So there are various varieties. First is indigenous variety that is available in our country. So Apis dorsata, rock bee or wild bee, Apis florea, little bee, Apis indica, Indian bee. And the exotic varieties of honeybees are Apis mellifera, Italian bee, and Apis adamsoni, African bee. Next is structure of bee comb. The comb of the bees is formed mainly by the secretion of the wax glands, and these wax glands are present in the abdomen of the worker bee. And the comb is a vertical sheet of wax with a double layer of hexagonal cells. Next is formation of honey. The honeybees suck the nectar from the various flowers. The nectar passes to the honey sac, and in the honey sac the sugar present in the nectar mixes with acidic secretion, and due to the enzymatic action this is converted into honey, and which is stored in special members of the hive. And quality of the honey depends upon the flowers and available of the available of the bees for the nectar and pollen collection. Now let's see the products from honeybee. So the important products obtained from the honeybee are number 1 honey and number 2 bee wax. And the other useful products which are obtained from the honeybee are the bee pollen, royal jelly, propolis and bee venom. First, let's discuss in detail about honey. Honey, it is a sweet, viscous, edible, natural food product. Okay, and dextrose and sucrose gives the sweet taste to the honey. So dextrose and sucrose are nothing but the carbohydrates. So these carbohydrates are going to give a very sweet taste to the honey. And it also contains amino acids, and apart from the amino acid, it has got B complex vitamins, ascorbic acid and minerals. And the formic acid is a preservative in honey, and invertase is an enzyme which is present in the honey. Next, let's see uses of honey. Honey has an antiseptic and bacterial property, and this honey is a blood purifier. It helps in building up the hemoglobin content. Hemoglobin is nothing but the red blood pigment found in the RBC. So it helps in the building up of hemoglobin content, and it is used in Ayurvedic and Unani system of medicine. And this honey, it has the ability to prevent cough, cold, fever and relieve the sore throat. And it is a remedy for the ulcers of tongue, stomach and intestine. And also the honey can enhance, okay, it can enhance the process of digestion, and also it can enhance the appetite. Do you know? Honeybee visits 50 to 100 flowers during a collection trip. And on average, a bee will make only 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in its lifetime. So a single bee can produce only 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey. And 1 kilogram of honey contains 3200 calories. So it can give rise to 3200 calories of energy. So honey is referred to as a energy rich food. So thank you. We have seen in detail about wormy technology and apiculture. Meet you in the next video.